Hi, everybody. I hope you're all well and the sun is shining wherever you are. We have not seen much sun lately, just a shy nod around midday, and that is about it. I normally prefer winter as I have more energy when it is cooler, but this winter, with its almost daily rain and grey sky and wind, is starting to affect my mood. But don't sympathize because I should berate myself and give myself a whack because I'm one of the luckiest people alive. Look what I got for my birthday. I wanted Angela Kelly's book for a while now, but you know how it is. We women are always arguing with ourselves. What if I need the money for more important stuff tomorrow? Goodness, I can't eat a book and all those stuff. I'm sure you know exactly what I'm talking about. Mary Ann, a friend living in Australia, told me she sent a parcel for both my and my daughter's birthdays, but it took a tour through South Africa from the gold mines of Johannesburg to Table Mountain in Cape Town before it finally found its way to Oudtshoorn in the Klein Karoo on Friday. Then, wow, 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 along with some diamond art and embroidery, were these two books delicately wrapped in tissue paper. I started reading Angela Kelly's book almost immediately, and I am totally entranced. It feels like I'm sitting in a cozy room in front of a lit fireplace, having a lovely conversation with Angela, asking her every question I have ever wanted to ask of her. What an absolute treasure! I'm only on page 30 now, but I have already cried through a roll of toilet paper. I really miss the days of our Queen, Miss Kelly, and their counterparts, their stoicism, their strength, and their glamour. But before I start sniffing again, I just want to thank Mary Ann on here. Not that I have to, as we DM, WhatsApp, and email regularly, but because she had been such a rock, not only for me, but for my daughter and grandson as well over the past year. It is not my place to talk about issues others in my household are struggling with, but Mary Ann, by including and paying attention to a particular family member, had brought some relief and hope at times when it looked hopeless. So today, when I count my numerous blessings, I have to add Mary Ann to those blessings. My group of women who support women, although we all love men too, Mary Ann, Cornelia, Kathy, and Anita, I don't quite know where I would have been without you. Well, so much for the behind the scenes stuff. All 41,000 of you, each one clicking on a video, each one giving a video a like. Hey, even those disliking a video, you don't even know it, but you are helping and supporting me in more ways than you could ever know. And I appreciate your presence and attention. You are all angels, very bright, beautiful angels. Thank you. And on this quiet Sunday, I want to wish you all well, and I hope we will all still spend many days, weeks, months, even years together. Maybe soon we won't be talking about Meghan and Harry anymore, but I'm sure we will have much else to talk about. So here is a virtual hug to each one of you today. I hope you feel loved wherever you are. Okay, so back to business. I've been asked this question, well, I would say a million times, easily over the past 3 years. Could it be that this entire Harry and Meghan debacle is either a diversion from what is really going on, a look here, not there kind of scenario? Well, if not planned, then at least it being used as a diversion. And I'm going to pull out my tinfoil hat and my conspiracy theorist cloak, and I'm going to say yes. Yes, I think it is. I do not think it was fully planned the way it played itself out. But I sincerely think that it is being taken advantage of. As always, let me break it down for you in the most logical way I possibly can. Now, when I teach and my kiddie has to write an essay, I always remind him that he has to answer the 5 W's: what, where, when, why, and who. And then, of course, the H, how. So let me first tell you why I think the Harkle debacle is being used to disguise or cover up other issues, and what makes me think that. Firstly, there are rules and laws for everyone, even the King of Great Britain. We all need to live within certain confines, not only of the laws of our countries, but also of nature and common decency. If we don't, there is and will be chaos, as we have indeed seen in many places around the world on many occasions. So, why are Harry and Meghan being allowed to break rules and laws without repercussions from the palace, from the crown, and from the king? And I'm mentioning the full confines of the monarchy, as it is becoming clear that the rest of the world is becoming less forgiving. Yet the king and his council are still quiet. Not a peep, not a move, nothing. At this point, I want to refer to something physical, something tangible, not a he said, she said scenario. And like Paula M a day or two ago, I want to use Archie and Lily's birth certificates, or then the copies we saw, as an example of the absolute double standards that exist when it comes to Harry and Meghan. Firstly, all royal children, well, at the very least, that of the first 10 in the line of succession, have their birth certificates accessible to the public, except for Archie and Lilibet. We may think we have seen their birth certificate, but we have not. The printed birth certificate of Archie's is a copy and not an original. Secondly, it appears as if Harry's title given to him at birth was left out, as he is called HRH Henry Charles blah blah blah, and not HRH Prince Henry Charles, etc., as for instance on George's birth certificate, where his father is called Prince William. Thirdly, a printed copy, it may be, but it still requires the informant's signature. Look at Louis' birth certificate. And fourthly, there is a sample of such a certified copy of an entry pursuant to the Birth and Death Registration Act 1953 on Pinterest, which was posted before Archie was born, with the exact same registrar's signature, the same word deputy in the exact same spot, with the exact same misprint in the bottom corner. As no one, no spokesperson for Kensington Palace or Buckingham Palace or the Harkles had been prepared to explain that phenomena, I'm quite within my right to believe that what we have been shown was a fake birth certificate, whether a copy or not. Lily's birth certificate is even worse, as not only does it not comply to United Kingdom requirements, but it does not comply to United States requirement. A child is born to a human, not a title. I do not know what to tell you anymore, but I have asked, others have asked on my behalf, and no matter how many times we have asked, no matter who did the asking, when we asked, or who we asked, the Department of Health, Department of Home Affairs, Department of Homeland Security, an immigration lawyer, a police officer, good golly. And those are only the ones I asked or a subscriber asked on my behalf. I'm sure numerous others asked the same thing, and the answer remains the same. Before a birth certificate is issued, parents complete the United States Standard Certificate of Live Birth application form, which is used to collect the data to issue a formal birth certificate. The United States Standard Certificate of Live Birth looks like an application form with boxes asking for specific information. The form is 2 pages long and consists out of 58 questions. The standard certificate of live birth must be certified by a medical professional and submitted to the state, the county, or municipality which will issue the final birth certificate. The birth certificate will show the child's name, date and place of birth, the names, addresses, birth dates, and occupation of both the mother and the father. I am not even going to read the rest. Whichever department you phone or ask or email will tell you the same thing. The parents' names are required, not a nickname, and certainly not titles. No, names. Those names must be identical to the names on or in that person's own birth certificate or identity card or book of life. Anything else, and a birth certificate will not be valid or legal. You can thus jump through hoops, yell at me, scream, shout, cry, wail in despair. There is nothing I can do about it. That is the law of the United States of America, no matter what state you live in. Lily's birth certificate, or at least the one showed to us, is thus not legal. Even if you paid for a copy and that is what they sent you, then whoever sent it to you sent you a fraudulent fake copy. Even the legal precedent behind it tells you all you need to know. Let's say Harry and Meghan divorce. Meghan keeps her title, but instead of HRH, the Duchess of Sussex, Meghan Markle, she will become Meghan, Duchess of Sussex. But because her full names, Rachel Meghan, are on the certificate, it will make no difference as she is uniquely identified on the birth certificate by her first names. So even if Harry remarries and his new wife becomes the Duchess of Sussex, it won't matter. But now let's say something happens to Harry while Lily is still a minor. Traditionally, Archie will get his father's ducal title. So let's say something happens when Archie is about 12 or 13. Then he may become His Royal Highness Prince Archie, the Duke of Sussex. So, strictly speaking, and based on that particular birth certificate that we've seen and which was provided by TMZ, Archie will legally be Lily's father. I mean, it is so confusing and in no way acceptable or legal. And not because I say so, but because of the law of basically all our countries say so. Well, you and we may still be arguing this point, although I know I'm right on this one. But there is no way the crown, the monarchy, or Prince Charles's lawyers could not and would not tell him that there are issues with the birth certificates. Surely King Charles's lawyers know what a legal document looks like. So, if they are aware that at the very, very least Lily's birth certificate is illegal or fake, then why is she in the line of succession? How can a king, the head of a church, ruler of a country, partake and allow illegal paperwork, fraud, and fakery to form part of his court? He should not be able to do that, king or not, but he is. To date, he has not stepped up to his personal private secretary and told him to remove the children's names from the line of succession. So, in effect, he is as guilty of a fraud against the people of the United Kingdom and the Commonwealth as Harry and Meghan. But remember, I said the question is why? Now, I'm going to take, let's call it an educated guess, because here we are on this lovely Sunday talking about Harry and Meghan and their children, instead of talking about Rishi Sunak cutting the King's allowance from 25% to 12% next year. And why should we not talk about that? Because most people only read the headlines and the introduction line printed in bold and do not read the rest of the article. And what does the article say further down? Well, it states that although the 25% constitutes about £86 million, which is $110 million, I think, over the last 3 years, there has been a huge increase in the Crown Estate profits lately, which will, at 12%, equal £125 million or $160 million starting 2025. Yes, I believe the king and his advisors, his privy council, and even parliament do not want us, or in particular the British people, to talk about that. No, they would much, much rather have us guessing as to why a child with an apparently fraudulent birth certificate is allowed onto the line of succession. But, my dears, on this channel, we will talk about it because ignorance in this day and age is indeed very dangerous. Okay, my dear friends, so that's it from me for today. We will continue this discussion later on in the week. So until we meet again on the next one, please take good care of yourselves. Bye.